Termite. Termites are a group of detritivorous eusocial insects which consume a variety of decaying plant material, generally in the form of wood, leaf litter, and soil humus. They are distinguished by their maniliform antennae and the soft-bodied and often unpigmented worker caste for which they have been commonly termed white ants. However, they are not ants, to which they are only distantly related. About 2,972 extant species are currently described, 2,105 of which are members of the family Termitidae. Termites comprise the infraorder Isoptera, or alternatively the epifamily Termitoideae, within the order Blatodia, along with cockroaches. Termites were once classified in a separate order from cockroaches, but recent phylogenetic studies indicate that they evolved from cockroaches, as they are deeply nested within the group, and the sister group to wood-eating cockroaches of the genus Cryptocercus. Previous estimates suggested the divergence took place during the Jurassic or Triassic. More recent estimates suggest that they have an origin during the late Jurassic, with the first fossil records in the early Cretaceous. Similarly to ants and some bees and wasps from the separate order Hymenoptera, most termites have an analogous worker and soldier caste system consisting of mostly sterile individuals which are physically and behaviorally distinct. Unlike ants, most colonies begin from sexually mature individuals known as the king and queen that together form a lifelong monogamous pair. Also, unlike ants, which undergo a complete metamorphosis, termites undergo an incomplete metamorphosis that proceeds through egg, nymph, and adult stages. Termite colonies are commonly described as superorganisms due to the collective behaviors of the individuals which form a self-governing entity, the colony itself. Their colonies range in size from a few hundred individuals to enormous societies with several million individuals. Most species are rarely seen, having a cryptic life history where they remain hidden within the galleries and tunnels of their nests for most of their lives. Termites' success as a group has led to them colonizing almost every global landmass, with the highest diversity occurring in the tropics where they are estimated to constitute 10% of the animal biomass, particularly in Africa which has the richest diversity with more than 1,000 described species. They are important decomposers of decaying plant matter in the subtropical and tropical regions of the world, and their recycling of wood and plant matter is of considerable ecological importance. Many species are ecosystem engineers capable of altering soil characteristics such as hydrology, decomposition, nutrient cycling, vegetative growth, and consequently surrounding biodiversity through the large mounds constructed by certain species. Termites have several impacts on humans. They are a delicacy in the diet of some human cultures such as the macurater in the Alto Orinoco province of Venezuela, where they are commonly used as a spice. They are also used in traditional medicinal treatments of various diseases and ailments, such as influenza, asthma, bronchitis, etc. 11. Termites are most famous for being structural pests. However, the vast majority of termite species are innocuous, with the regional numbers of economically significant species being North America, 9, Australia, 16, Indian subcontinent, 26, tropical Africa, 24, Central America and the West Indies, 17. Of known pest species, 28 of the most invasive and structurally damaging belong to the genus Coptoterms. 12. The distribution of most known pest species is expected to increase over time as a consequence of climate change. 13. Increased urbanization and connectivity is also predicted to expand the range of some pest termites. 14. The infraorder name Isoptera is derived from the Greek words iso, equal, and ptera, winged, which refers to the nearly equal size of the fore and hind wings. 15. Termite derives from the Latin and late Latin word termes, woodworm, white ant, altered by the influence of Latin terrier, to rub, wear, erode, from the earlier word termite. Temporal range. Formosan subterranean termite Coptoterms. Formosanus, soldiers, red-colored heads, workers, pale-colored heads. Scientific classification domain: Eukaryota kingdom, Animalia phylum, Arthropoda class, Insecta cohort, Polyneoptera superorder, Dictyoptera order, Blatodia. Infraorder: Isoptera. Bruyère, 1832. Families. Etymology. Termes. A termite nest is also known as a termitary or termitarium, plural termitaria or termitariums. 16. The word was first used in English in 1781. 17. Earlier attested designations were wood ants, or white ants. 18. Though these may never have been in wide use as termites do not exist in the British Isles. The external appearance of the giant northern termite Mastoderms darwiniensis is suggestive of the close relationship between termites and cockroaches. Termites were formerly placed in the order Isoptera. As early as 1934, suggestions were made that they were closely related to wood-eating cockroaches, genus Cryptocercus, the woodroach, based on the similarity of their symbiotic gut flagellates. 19. In the 1960s, additional evidence supporting that hypothesis emerged when F. A. McKittrick noted similar morphological characteristics between somatermites and Cryptocercus nymphs. 20. In 2008, DNA analysis from 16 srRNA sequences, 21, supported position of termites being nested within the evolutionary tree containing the order Blatodia, which included the cockroaches. 23. The cockroach genus Cryptocercus shares the strongest phylogenetical similarity with termites and is considered to be a sister group to termites. 25. Termites and Cryptocercus share similar morphological and social features. For example, most cockroaches do not exhibit social characteristics, but Cryptocercus takes care of its young and exhibits other social behavior such as trophallaxis and allogrooming. 26. Termites are thought to be the descendants of the genus Cryptocercus. 27. Some researchers have suggested a more conservative measure of retaining the termites is the Termitoidae, an epifamily within the cockroach order, which preserves the classification of termites at family level and below. 28. Termites have long been accepted to be closely related to cockroaches and mantids, and they are classified in the same superorder Dictyopora. 29-30. The oldest unambiguous termite fossils date to the early Cretaceous, but given the diversity of Cretaceous termites and early fossil records showing mutualism between microorganisms and these insects, they possibly originated earlier in the Jurassic or Triassic. 31, 32, 33. Possible evidence of a Jurassic origin is the assumption that the extinct mammaliform Fruitifossor from Morrison Formation consumed termites, judging from its morphological similarity to modern termite-eating mammals. 34. Morrison Formation also yields social insect nest fossils close to that of termites. 35. The oldest termite nest discovered is believed to be from the Upper Cretaceous in West Texas, where the oldest known fecal pellets were also discovered. 36. Claims that termites emerged earlier have faced controversy. For example, F.M. Wiesner indicated that the Mastodormididae termites may go back to the late Permian, 251 million years ago. 37. And fossil wings that have a close resemblance to the wings of Mastoderms of the Mastodormididae, the most primitive living termite, have been discovered in the Permian layers in Kansas. 38. It is even possible that the first termites emerged during the Carboniferous. 39. The folded wings of the fossil wood roach Pycnoblatina, arranged in a convex pattern between segments 1A and 2A, resemble those seen in Mastoderms, the only living insect with the same pattern. 38. Kumar Krishna et al. Though, consider that all of the Paleozoic and Triassic insects tentatively classified as termites are in fact unrelated to termites and should be excluded from the Isoptera. 40. Other studies suggest that the origin of termites is more recent, having diverged from Cryptocercus sometime during the early Cretaceous. 4. Macro image of a worker. The primitive giant northern termite Mastoderms darwiniensis exhibits numerous cockroach-like characteristics that are not shared with other termites, such as laying its eggs in rafts and having anal lobes on the wings. 41. It has been proposed that the Isoptera and Cryptocercidae be grouped in the clade, Xylophagidia. 42. Termites are sometimes called white ants, but the only resemblance to the ants is due to their sociality, which is due to convergent evolution. 43. 44. With termites being the first social insects to evolve a caste system more than 100 million years ago. 45. Termite genomes are generally relatively large compared to those of other insects. The first fully sequenced termite genome, of Zeudermopsis nevadensis, which was published in the journal Nature Communications, consists of roughly 500 megabits, 46, while two subsequently published genomes, Macroderms natalensis and Cryptoderms secundus, are considerably larger at around 1.3 gigabits. Neo-isopterans have a bifurcated caste development with true workers, and so notably lack suitor gates, except in some basal taxa such as Ceratermitidae. See below. All neo-isopterans have a fontanelle, which appears as a circular pore or series of pores in a depressed region within the middle of the head. The fontanelle connects to the frontal gland, a novel organ unique to neo-isopteran termites which evolved to excrete an array of defensive chemicals and secretions, and so is typically most developed in the soldier caste. 52. Cellulose digestion in the family Termitidae has co-evolved with bacterial gut microbiota. 53. And many taxa have evolved additional symbiotic relationships such as with the fungus Termitomyces. In contrast, basal neo-isopterans and all other Eusoptera have flagellates and prokaryotes in their hindguts. Extant families and subfamilies are organized as follows. And diversity. Termites are found on all continents except Antarctica. The diversity of termite species is low in North America and Europe, 10 species known in Europe and 50 in North America, but is high in South America, where over 400 species are known. 55. Of the 2,972 extant termite species currently classified, 1,000 are found in Africa, where mounds are extremely abundant in certain regions. Approximately 1.1 million active termite mounds can be found in the northern Kruger National Park alone. 56. In Asia, there are 435 species of termites, which are mainly distributed in China. Within China, termite species are restricted to mild tropical and subtropical habitats south of the Yangtze River. 55. In Australia, all ecological groups of termites dampwood, dreewood, subterranean, are endemic to the country, with over 360 classified species. 55. Because termites are highly social and abundant, they represent a disproportionate amount of the world's insect biomass. Termites and ants comprise about 1% of insect species, but represent more than 50% of insect biomass. 57. Due to their soft cuticles, termites do not inhabit cool or cold habitats. 58. There are three ecological groups of termites: dampwood, dreewood and subterranean. Dampwood termites are found only in coniferous forests, and treewood termites are found in hardwood forests. Subterranean termites live in widely diverse areas. 55. One species in the treewood group is the West Indian treewood termite, Cryptoderms brevis, which is an invasive species in Australia. Description. General anatomy of a worker termite with imago, reproductive, and soldier visualized. Note the reduction and fusion of sclerites on the thorax and more membranous body compared to other Dictyoptera. Mandible. Descriptive terminology on the bottom right. The fontanelle is absent in basal termites, being found only in Neoisopteran termites. Termites are usually small, measuring between 4 and 15 millimeters, 3/16 and 9/16 in length. 55. The largest of all extant termites are the queens of the species Macroderms bellicosus, measuring up to over 10 centimeters, 4 in length. 60. Another giant termite, the extinct Gyodurms styriensis, flourished in Austria during the Miocene and had a wingspan of 76 millimeters, 3 in, and a body length of 25 millimeters, 1 in. 61. Note 1. Most worker and soldier termites are completely blind as they do not have a pair of eyes. However, some species, such as Hododerms mosambicus, have compound eyes which they use for orientation and to distinguish sunlight from moonlight. 62. The alates, winged males and females, have eyes along with lateral ocelli. However, some species, such as Hododerms, most worker and soldier termites are completely blind as they do not have a pair of eyes. However, some species, such as Hododerms mosambicus, have compound eyes which they use for orientation and to distinguish sunlight from moonlight. 62. The alates, winged males and females, have eyes along with lateral ocelli. Lateral ocelli, however, are not found in all termites, absent in the families Hododermatidae, Termopsidae, and Archodermopsidae. 63. 64. Like other insects, termites have a small tongue-shaped labrum and a clypeus. The clypeus is divided into a postclypeus and anteclypeus. Termite antennae have a number of functions such as the sensing of touch, taste, odors, including pheromones, heat and vibration. The three basic segments of a termite antenna include a scape, a pedicel typically shorter than the scape, and the flagellum, all segments beyond the scape and pedicel. 64. The mouth parts contain a maxillae, a labium, and a set of mandibles. The maxillae and labium have palps that help termites sense food and handling. 64. The cuticle of most casts is soft and flexible due to a resulting lack of sclerotization, particularly of the abdomen, which often appears translucent. Pigmentation and sclerotization of the cuticle correlates with life history, with species that spend more time in the surface in the open tending to have a more sclerotized and pigmented exoskeleton. Consistent with all insects, the anatomy of the termite thorax consists of three segments: the prothorax, the mesothorax, and the metathorax. 64. Each segment contains a pair of legs. On alates, the wings are located at the mesothorax and metathorax, which is consistent with all four winged insects. The mesothorax and metathorax have well-developed exoskeletal plates. The prothorax has smaller plates. 65. Diagram showing a wing, along with the clypeus and leg. Termites have a 10-segmented abdomen with two plates, the tergites and the sternites. 66. The 10th abdominal segment has a pair of short cerci. 67. There are 10 tergites, of which 9 are wide and 1 is elongated. 68. The reproductive organs are similar to those in cockroaches but are more simplified. For example, the intromittent organ is not present in male alates, and the sperm is either immotile or aflagellate. However, Mastodermatidae termites have multiflagellate sperm with limited motility. 69. The genitals in females are also simplified. Unlike in other termites, Mastodermatidae females have an ovipositor, a feature strikingly similar to that in female cockroaches.